So Luke Bennett, a massive UK TikToker, has just been exposed for DMing fans in a very disturbing manner, who are definitely not the acceptable age. Mainly in the UK, he's known for his lives of reenacting people pretending to be in his fridge, yet that's the bar we set for TikTok. And yesterday, some Instagram DMs came to the surface, which really show the type of person that he is. They are vile, irreprehensible actions that should not be done by any YouTuber, TikToker, you name it. And I really think this is the end of his TikTok live journey, so let's talk about it. So hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I'm Jake Baz. We cover the weird and wonderful on the internet, and today we're more on the weird side, as it turns out Luke Bennett's done something very bad. Please just note that these are all allegations based on some DMs. Nothing is yet proven, and we haven't heard Luke Bennett's response on this situation either, so don't go out to his socials and pepper him for this. It's also worth noting that it's very evident that Luke Bennett seems to be going through a bit of a strenuous time at the moment. So Luke, if you're listening, please go and get yourself looked at and make sure that you are mentally well. He's been in a lot of dramas recently, and most recently he's been found to have broken up with his boyfriend. And considering these and the timing of everything, I can only wonder, is this potentially why? I'm going to cover more of these situations, but first off, we're going to show these DMs. So a TikToker called John Paul Melvin uploaded a TikTok, two TikToks I believe, and one of them has been deleted, which exposes him for, well, Luke Bennett for being this crass person. And before I show you these, if you want to stay up to date with these and other situations, please do hit the like button and subscribe. I'd love to see you back. But yeah, let me show you this. So this seems to be in between a conversation. There's only been limited amounts that have been shown, and it does make me wonder what is missing from these. Yeah, we start with the question mark, then going to say, well, I'm not of a certain sexual preference, but I suppose I wouldn't mind trying as long as nobody finds out. But you are 15 though, I'm 18. Doesn't that bother you? They then respond with nope. He hits with the okay. What do you want to do when we meet? I don't know, whatever. You promise not to tell anyone though, as I'm not the certain sexual preference, but I don't mind trying new things out. What do you look like? First off, I'll probably preface it with, well, you probably should know what the person looks like before you try and clark them. But obviously the bit that really stands out here is the fact that he's saying, well, I'm not that preference. You are 15. Do you mind? Him saying, doesn't that bother you, but then continuing the conversation, it's obviously bad, but the second you find out someone's 15, which obviously he will know if he has to bring this up, what is he doing? Also in the same kind of vein, it kind of shows that this original guy was trying to bring it on, but I will just counteract that with the fact of they're 15. Obviously, by saying at this time, doesn't that bother you? And him saying nope, and then him going okay, he's accepted the fact that that is the age gap. And in the UK, the age that you can be doing something like that with someone is 16, which we went over in the Paul Breach video. So wrong anyway. It really is, but it's so bad. If you know that a person's 15, you run away, you disappear. The fact he brings it up as well of doesn't that bother you when it really should. It should bother this guy that is on the front page of TikTok a lot of the time. It should bother him massively, to the point where he runs away. Also, just a note about the sexual reference bit of him trying to bash off the fact that he is, well, he had a boyfriend, they've just broken up, so that doesn't matter. But I feel like at the time there was a lot of like negativity, especially on like football TikTok, which is essentially where this guy comes from. And as we'll see later, that is partially what's happening now with him. He's getting used to this, and it's such a problem anyway, but that's totally irrelevant to the actual conversation. If you want to go out and experiment, Luke, that's totally fine. You're an 18-year-old at this time. Just go and do it, but do it with someone who is of the same age of you. You don't have to be digging in someone's DMs for someone who you don't even know what they look like and saying you're going to do this with them. I believe on the TikTok it says about 150 weeks ago, so it says about 3 years that it's been there. So it's definitely been a while, but that doesn't matter. And yeah, so after that, there is another screenshot, which I think is from the same person, but at the same time, it looks a bit different, the layout, so I don't actually exactly know where this came from. And also, if it was another video, it's already been deleted, so yeah. Can do if you want. Would you cart in the park? If you would want to, I wouldn't mind. Do you drive? Nah, I don't drive. I'm learning to drive, and nothing at the moment in lockdown. Could get the bus stop, up to you. Okay, thumbs up. Do yous like it rough? I wouldn't mind it. You can do whatever you like to me. Would you clap me? And then very weirdly, anyway, I'm going to sleep now, but can speak tomorrow. tomorrow if you... I don't think he answered the question. So yeah, I'm almost certain that this is the same person that has exposed both of them, but there's only one that's been uploaded to TikTok, and it's so damning, innit? He is caught quite literally trying to speak to minors. The thing is as well, like, at the age of 18, you definitely know this sort of right or wrong thing. Definitely know that, and I don't know whether the fame potentially got to his head because of the fact that he'd just blown up over this time, but anything that is said, as long as the fact that it is not fake, is actually inexcusable. There's no way that you can, like, obfuscate this, even if there's more stuff that comes out that shows that this guy was trying to push it on him. He's 15, he's 18, he's the adult in the situation. He should know exactly what to do, where to go, and why he did it. So, fancy seeing you here. It's Jake Babs from the future, and I've come to bring you some information because it seems that there's been a couple more bits that have come out which really do add some depth to this. So first off, I spotted a video that came out by someone called Simple Simon literally today. If you don't know who Simple Simon is, he's a good old mate of Luke Bennett, and it seems that they've been having a bit of a problem at the moment, but that's another story. He is quite a bit of an odd one himself. He seems to quit every week and come back, but what's new? Every YouTuber, TikToker does that in the world. But considering he's his old friend, coming out and addressing these allegations is actually quite surprising so quickly. So we're going to have a look at that now. So this video has got deleted, and just brilliant timing because I checked about half an hour before and it were fine. But I did manage to find this one here, which is a stitch, which has the most important bit.
It obviously happened. It was wrong. I don't really want to get involved.
So I usually wouldn't put too much credence to stuff like this, but I believe that in the past, these guys were really, really good mates. And for him to go and say, it obviously happened. Also, just ignore him saying, I don't want to talk about it, and then doing a video that was up for over 12 hours, but fair enough. But yeah, because they have this past together, whether it's soured or not, it is very interesting the fact that he says that word. Because from what I've seen, it doesn't seem exactly obvious that this has happened. But maybe he's somewhat more in the know, maybe he isn't. But this sort of thickens things. Then I also found a screenshot from Luke's ex-boyfriend's Instagram story, which has been shared on TikTok. But yeah, the screenshot says, "I'm not perfect, but all I can say is he is not a good person. He's rude, acts irrationally, lied about a lot of serious accusations, and has no respect for anyone. I've been put through hell, and I'm saying this because finding out this stuff has torn my heart apart, and this whole process has been really hard, but I know I had to break up with him because there was too much damage that was done." I don't know about you, but this kind of seems like very cut and dry. There's defo some insinuations there of the serious accusations. Well, I can't think of anything more serious than something like this, being accused of someone. And then also when you double it with the, I know I had to break up with him because too much damage was done. Clearly, this shows that something has gone wrong. And whether or not it is this situation, I really do think that the use of serious accusations, that is the big thing for me. That adds up with the obviously that we previously saw with the previous video. And it not only makes you wonder, it makes you kind of point yourself in that alleyway, that direction of, well, these potentially could be real. Only more putting flame to the fire for this. But yeah, that's me done. Right, back to normal me. There's obviously going to be a lot of backlash when this turns out to come into the wider public. I mean, I've seen it all on Twitter today. But please, once again, note, these are just allegations. These are just DMs that have been taken. They could have been doctored. We don't know exactly what's going on yet until we see the full side of the situation, whether Luke Bennett responds, whether this person comes out with more images and screenshots that kind of prove it. So we're gonna have to see what happens, what Luke responds with, what they respond with if they show more up, but we'll find out in further time. But what we've seen here is inexcusable, and unless there's anything that comes out that totally disproves it, I can't see him being on TikTok Live for much longer, because it's not only just that, he has been in quite a few scandals in the past, and in the very near recent as well. He can't seem to get out of drama, and it makes it even worse that people do sort of staple on him, as you'll see, as I'll explain, because he might have one of the most toxic fan bases in existence. If you don't know about Luke Bennett, he basically quite literally got famous on TikTok Live for going on lives and inviting guests that would tell him to do certain requests, which as well, considering the entire thing that I've just shown you, having a lot of people that were under the age of consent it's a bit of a bad one, that. Inviting them onto lives, you can only think potentially what else is out there if these are real. But yeah, they come on and say, how would you react if, I don't know, if Elphaba was in your fridge and he'd act it out?
Would you be able to do a Jamaican grid, you know?
Come on, come on, come on.
So he's doing the gritty with a Jamaican accent. Brilliant, brilliant. And he was most infamously known, like I said, for people saying, oh, well, Elphaba's in your fridge, how do you react? And he'd always just tell him to get out.
Get out. Get out. Get out.
But yeah, that was literally his gimmick. That was all he did for the entirety of like 2020 to 2022. That is legit all he did. He'd just do that every single time, and he'd do it for hours on live, and there'd be so many people watching. He'd be getting like 12k viewers, which is massive. And this is once again just one of the weirdest things about TikTok. I just don't understand how people get famous off just gimmicks. There's so many people that will get famous off of just one thing that they can do. For example, at the moment there's a load of videos going around about people eating food very weirdly.
Bang.
Scoff that one, didn't it? But yeah, it just shows how vapid TikTok Live is that was the gimmick. But in recent weeks, he really has struggled to get out of drama because of the fact that people are constantly hammering him. People have been hammering him for literal, like, nearly 2 years, just taking the piss because he is a little bit of an oddball on the TikTok platform. And he did one of the most cardinal sins on TikTok, in my opinion, by begging for gifts. But he would do it in the most uninspiring way possible.
Yes, people, hope everyone's okay. Hope everyone's having a good day. Obviously, the return of 1030 lives are back, but we do need a slightly different way. So for me to get someone on in the guest request, we need to hit 10 confetti gifts. So as soon as we hit 10 confetti gifts, guys, I will get someone on in the guest request. But we need 10 confetti gifts, guys, and I'll get someone on then.
Yeah. Someone please tell me why people do this. No, don't beg for money ever on any platform. It just comes across so wrong. And it also sort of feeds into the morality of a person, as we've seen, potentially not a good sign.
Cheers, confetti cosmic. Yes, guys, 10 confetti gifts and I will get someone on in the guest request.
Yep, you've already said that. But yeah, one of the prime examples was during a Children in Need event on TikTok Live. They were giving away Pudsey bears. So you could give someone a Pudsey bear and it works exactly like a rose would, for example. And Luke Bennett seemed to have taken a bit of a liberal approach to experiencing this with his viewer. Because I'm not sure if he got the memo, but you're not actually meant to enjoy yourself.
Cheers, Pudsey bears there. Cheers, Pudsey bears there. Cheers, Pudsey bears there. Cheers, Pudsey bear there. Cheers, Pudsey bears there.
And yeah, no joke, this is right. 1 minute and 33 seconds. That is all he does the entire way through this clip. Also worth noting that I've had to mute the chat because of the amount of horribleness that's going on in there. Some people really do say some absolutely horrible things about him. And up until this point, there really wasn't any reason to do so. He was just a little bit of an oddball, a little bit of a character on TikTok Live. But his old mate that they actually did a couple of YouTube videos with called Chef Dave, he had a bit of a different approach to it.
Cheers for the Pudsey bears there. 100 more Pudsey bears and we'll get someone in on the guest request on. Cheers for the Pudsey bears there. Cheers for the Pudsey bears there. Cheers for the Pudsey bears there. 400 more Pudsey bears and we'll get someone in on the guest request on.
Fucking brilliant. But a lot of people are actually taking the piss out of him because of the fact that, well, he's got a boyfriend now. Well, he doesn't anymore. They've broken up. But he had a boyfriend after basically not doing anything on TikTok, and everyone was still hating him. And then giving this was like an ultimatum reason for people to give a shit about him. Which, I mean, obviously is fucking stupid. Like, just do what you want. Like, if you want to be a man, woman, anyone, just fucking do it. Like, no one cares. It's 2023. Well, people shouldn't care. But unfortunately, because Luke Bennett was so hated at the time, he would just get shit for it all the time. So he started getting nicknamed, I don't know if I can say it, Chum minus the H, Bum. And if you go anywhere on his comments, anywhere, literally anywhere, that's all you'll see. You'll either see cheers for the Pudsey bears there or that. But saying that, there is certain ways that you should act on social media, whether you have any partner, and this definitely isn't it.
Yeah, babe, my sexy babe.
You're my sexy babe.
Yeah, he is sexy, man. What's the problem? Go bag someone and then we'll talk.
Brilliant way to get away from the haters there. It's just a little bit cringe, innit? But when your entire comment section is not a fan of you, calling someone your sexy babe on live is you're asking for it. But that's just a very tame one, because I've seen quite a lot worse, and one of them involves him being on TikTok live, where it very much seems and sounds like he is getting pleasured while on TikTok live, which honestly I don't even need to explain to you how odd that is, why you shouldn't do that, why has that happened, why honestly. I saw it a couple of months back, forgot about it, and then came on to do the video research for this today, and oh my god, I can't believe that actually went out on the internet. If you do come back to TikTok live, Luke, well, don't do that for the sanity of myself, for the sanity of everyone watching. But also a massive thing that I do want to address, if you'll pardon the pun, is that one of the biggest gimmicks that we've seen about him is that, quite literally, I'm not even joking, seriously, if you don't know this guy, you're going to think, what? He's very much well known for having his public address known to absolutely everyone. Yeah, that's right, his home address. People know it. This is unfortunate and shows how negative the people that said to fan him actually are on the platform. And I'd obviously caution to not look it up, but if you go in one of his comment sections, that is all you're going to see. Basically, people caught onto this, obviously they did, and that was all you'd see in his comments, and it got to a point where he started getting sent absolutely everything and anything by anyone. Takeaways where he'd be kicked out, loads and loads of other stuff. And I've got two examples here.
Someone sent me bloody one-stop delivery of ginger biscuits. Seriously.
Sorry, I really shouldn't laugh at that, but it's a good joke. I don't even get the hate about ginger people. Like, there's quite a lot of girls at the moment that are getting their hair like bleached ginger. It seems to be a bit of an in fashion, but clearly not in this case, because he's got some ginger biscuits.
Seriously, guys, what is wrong with you guys? There's been two blokes who've just come with a massive van for a trampoline. They've travelled over an hour away. Seriously. They'd actually come with a
trampoline remover. That's a bit of a niche job. You have to respect the weirdness of people that would do something like this, but it's so wrong. It's so bad, and it went on for so long, literally for months. People were just hammering him, and just taking the piss. And when he lives with his mum and dad, that obviously causes a lot of trouble when you're in the public eye. As we saw, for example, with the Jack's film situation, it turns out that he's probably moving out because he's being doxxed now. And this kid, who is only 21 at the time, was having to deal with something like this, and it's horrible. Obviously, it's so wrong, but like, he kept rising up to it, so it only made everything worse in his situation. Making people try and one-up each other and get higher and better up the scale about it, and it's mental. But it's at the point where, like, he is professionally just being attacked day in, day out. No wonder his mental health went. He had multiple instances where, like, he'd take breaks from TikTok Live, stuff like that, because of the amount of damage that it was doing. His mum and dad were getting fuming. It's a horrible situation. It really is. But he never made it better for himself. And as you can see now, it's obviously a bit of a sticky one. These are just some of the dramas, but there is obviously so many more. So in my opinion, around this entire situation, I think we need to give some time. Everyone definitely needs to make sure to not go near his socials and batter him for it. Wait for him to come out and explain what's happened. Wait for more stuff to come out. But at this point, we will just keep it tight-knit. It's never good to go bashing someone, hating on him in comments, because all it does is feed violence, and that's wrong. What he has done, if he has done it, is totally inexcusable. It's a total lack of moral judgment, and it's so wrong. Especially when in the DMs he's acknowledging the fact of the age and then continuing to judge. Like, that is so bad. I really hope we get some clarity on this situation soon and everything is ironed out. But until then, we can't really comment any further. So yeah, that's me for now then. Sorry, this has been a little bit more of a somber video, but I hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button and subscribe if you want to keep informed, and have a lovely day. Right, I've been Jake Baz. In a bit.